everyone. So today I am going to present my mini research with title Face-Threatening Acts Analysis in Everything Everywhere All at Once movie script. The study focuses on how characters in the film perform face-threatening acts or FTAs based on Brown and Levinson politeness theory. I will start with previous studies, then move to my research gap, my reason for choosing the movies, a short synopsis, the theoretical framework, the types of FTAs, the findings, and finally the conclusion. So let's start with the previous studies first. Several earlier studies have explored face-threatening acts in different contexts, both in real-life interaction and in film dialogues. The first study examined teachers in workplace conversations. The researcher found that even in friendly professional settings, teachers often use FTAs such as insults, teasing, criticism, and requests. These FTAs are usually softened with humor or solidarity, showing that politeness in the workplace helps maintain good relationships. The second study investigated Iraqi EFL learners. They prefer negative politeness strategies, especially in situations where showing respect was important. But the learners sometimes use FTAs with less politeness than expected, showing that cultural background strongly influence how politeness is expressed. A third study analyzed FTAs is used by Rubeus Hagrid in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Hagrid often uses bolt-on-record strategies which are very direct. Although this sounds impolite, it fits his character and helps create his image as honest and straightforward. The next study looked at Ellie Chu in the movie Half of It. Ellie uses all four types of FTAs, and she often softens them with positive politeness such as joking or avoiding disagreement. The study shows that FTAs in movies often reflect the emotional journey and personality of the character. Another study analyzed the Danish Girl and found that positive politeness strategies dominate the dialogue, helping build intimacy and emotional closeness among characters. Overall, these studies show that FTAs have been examined in many films and situations, but Everything Everywhere All at Once movie has not yet been analyzed using the four FTA categories provided by Brown and Levinson's theory. Next is the research gap. Although many studies have used Brown and Levinson's framework, none have focused on Everything Everywhere All at Once movie. The film has unique features that previous research has not addressed, which is it uses multiple languages, mixed cultural identities, and portrays intense intergeneralization conflict. The communication style in the movie is also shaped by high emotional pressure and constant misunderstandings between family members. Previous studies do not explain how FTAs appear in films with this level of cultural complexity and emotional conflict. This gap is what my study aims to fill. Now, move to the next slide, which is the reasons for choosing the movie. So, I chose this movie for three main reasons. First, the film uses English, Mandarin, and Cantonese. This multilingual environment creates natural opportunities for misunderstanding, identity clashes, and face-threatening acts. It makes the film a rich source for pragmatic analysis. Second, as a student of English education, learning how FTAs work in multilingual and multicultural communication will help me in the future as an English teacher. Understanding FTAs is important because students do not only learn grammar, they also need to understand how language expresses emotions, manages conflict, and builds relationships. Third, the film is popular and relatable. Its themes about immigrant families, identity struggles, and rational gaps reflect issues that many learners also experience. This makes the study more relevant for modern English education. Next slide is the synopsis of movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. So, the story follows Evelyn Wang, a Chinese American woman who runs a failing laundromat. Her marriage is falling apart, her relationship with her daughter Joy is difficult, and the IRS is auditing her business. During the IRS meeting, Evelyn meets a version of her husband from another universe. He explains that many parallel universes exist and that an alternate version of Joy, which is her daughter named Jobu Tupaki, is threatening all realities. Jobu has created an everything bagel, a black hole made from nihilism. She wants to end everything because she feels overwhelmed by seeing all universes at once. Evelyn travels across universes, discovers different versions of herself, and almost falls into the same nihilism. But Wayman's simple message about kindness brings her back. In the end, Evelyn accepts Joy for who she is, including her relationship with Becky, and repairs her family relationship. Next slide is the theoretical framework. So, in the theoretical framework, I use politeness theory by Brown and Levinson. So, Brown and Levinson explain that everyone has two kinds of face. The first one is positive face, which is the desire to be liked and appreciated. And the second one is negative face, which is the desire to have freedom and not be pressured. People use politeness strategies to protect these face needs. They may speak directly, use positive politeness, negative politeness, or speak indirectly. And then below the politeness, I propose the theory about face-threatening acts. So face-threatening acts is any act that damages the hearers or speakers. Positive or negative face is an FTA. FTAs include criticism, requests, orders, confessions, and apologize. And what is the type of FTAs? So there are four types of it. The first one is threatening the hearer's negative face. What it means? So this happens when someone limits the other person's freedom, such as ordering, requesting, or pressuring them to do something. The second one is threatening the hearer's positive face. This occurs when someone hurts the other person's feeling or self-image. For example, by criticizing, insulting, or showing disapproval. And then the third type is threatening the speaker's negative face. This happens when the speaker is forced to give excuses, justify themselves, or explain something they did, which reduce their own freedom. And then the last type of FTAs, based on Brown and Levinson theory, is threatening the speaker's positive face. This occurs when the speaker admits weakness, apologizes, or reveals insecurity, which lowers their own self-image. These four types are the main categories used in this study. Now we move to the result section. So, I searched about the four types of FTAs in Everything Everywhere All at Once movie. So the first one is threatening the addresser's negative face. This type happens when someone restricts another person's freedom. The first data example, which is when the second officer said, "Miss, you can be up here." Jobu is stopped directly. The officer uses a ball-on record order to limit her movement. This threatens Jobu's negative face because it removes her freedom to be in that space. And then for the second data, it proposed requests. It happens when Becky's request to Evelyn, "Where is he? When can I meet him?" So Becky requests pressures Evelyn to allow her to meet Gong Gong, which is her father. This threatens Evelyn's negative face because Becky pushes into a sensitive family matters and kinda like threatening Evelyn's face because Evelyn doesn't want to look like a failure to her father. And then the second types of this FTA is threatening the addresser's positive face. The first data example is when, which is disapproval, where it is happened when Evelyn said, "I only made enough food for 3 people. I will have to cook more." She implies Becky is not welcome. This threatens Becky's positive face by making her feel like an outsider. And then the second data, which is insult. It has happened when Evelyn said, "I saw my life without you. It was beautiful." This deeply hurts Wayman's positive face because it suggests his presence makes her life worse. And then the third type of FTA is threatening the speaker's negative face. The first data example for this type is excuse. It has happened when Evelyn said, I always mix the words, blah 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 blah." Evelyn is pushed into defending herself. Her explanation threatens her own negative face because she must justify her behavior. And then the second data example is also still excuse. It has happened when Evelyn said, "No, it's not like that. It's Gong Gong. He's from a different generation." Evelyn again excuses herself, losing freedom to speak naturally and being forced into self-defense. And then the last types of FTA is threatening the speaker's positive face. In this type, the first data example is about self-humiliation. It has happened when Evelyn said, "Our business is so busy. We are applying for a new business license." So it is lies. She tries to impress her father but ends up revealing insecurity. This proves that her positive face being threatened. And the second data is about apology. So it has happened when Evelyn Rock, which is happened in the Rock universe, said apologizing to Evelyn Rock. So it is FTA because apologizing lowers Evelyn's own image and threatens her positive face because she admits fault. In conclusion, I have found 163 FTAs in the movie, which consists of 46 here address a negative face, threatens aggressive face, and then 62 threatening address a positive face, and then 12 threatening speaker negative face, and 43 of threatening speaker positive face. Here, positive face traits are the most common because the film has many scenes where characters criticize, reject, or hurt each other emotionally. This reflects the strong family conflict in the story. Here, negative face traits are also common because characters often give orders, request, or try to control each other. Speakers, positive face traits appear when characters confess, apologize, or show insecurity. Speaker negative face traits appear the least because characters rarely place themselves in position where their autonomy is taken away. So in conclusion, the analysis shows that Everything Everywhere All at Once movie contains many face-threatening acts, especially those attacking the addresser positive face. This happened because the film deals heavily with emotional conflict, cultural pressure, and family tension. The FTAs in the film help reveal the character relationships, struggles, and grow. By using Brown and Levinson theory, the study shows how the movie expresses conflict and reconciliation not only through action scenes but also through language. This research hopefully adds insight into film Pragmatics and help English learners understand how politeness, face, and emotional meaning are expressed through everyday conversation. I think that's all the presentation from me. Thank you for listening to me until the end.